Peach Advent Tea Calendar Day 15. And, well, this camera is... Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. You can see what it is. Oh god, and it is baked apple tea, or baked apples tea. It's a fruit spice tea blend. And it is apples, nypon, which I have no idea what that is. Well, I know what nypon is in Swedish, but I don't know what it is in English. Citronskal, lemon peel, lemon bits, orange bits, cinnamon, orange peel, kryddpeppar, spice pepper, kryddnejlika, spice nejlika, I don't know what. Isn't there nejlika in English as well? Licorice root, vanilla stick, vanillestång. It's a vanilla, you know, those vanilla sticks that you get. It contains that. And stjärnanis. Star... isn't it actually called star anise in English as well? But it's those things that smell like licorice. So here we have it. I had it for 10 minutes because it says 5 to 10. And I tend to despise fruit teas. So I don't have high hopes for this. Yeah, it's not good. So far, I've never had a fruit tea that I enjoy. So, and this is no exception. What is... you know what? I just had to look. What is the last tea? And it doesn't seem to be... Oh god. Well, we'll see. I don't want it to be a fruit tea. It doesn't seem to be that though. But we'll have to wait and see. So I'm actually... Oh yeah. Well, 2 things that I did today. Because I've mostly been in bed. As I'm recording this, it's 23:12. The 15th of December 2019. I guess one good thing about these couple days of me spending most of my life in bed, very tired, because it was quite a hectic week for me, with the amount of things I had to do. So the blowback is quite expected. It has made it so I have watched a decent amount of movies actually, and today I watched The Big Birdcage and Barbarella. And The Big Birdcage was kind of, if I'm gonna try and remember it, The Big Birdcage was a movie about somewhere in an Asian country, or maybe South America. One of those two, either a Southeast Asian country or South America, about just a giant sugar mill that is made with slave or female slave labor, and they are being like pushed and punished and just worked to death. And that's the movie. And then there's a little bit of a revolution there at the end, with like everyone dying. And then the movie just ends. It has a very weird ending. The movie just ends. It feels like, oh, they did not manage to finish the movie, so it just ends. But it was okay for a shitty... When did it come out? I'm assuming probably the 80s. Or 70s, even. For a shitty 70s movie. And then Barbarella. The reason why I watched Barbarella was the fact that the synopsis said it's... The setting is planet Lithium in the year 40,000. And this is from 68. So that's why I gave it a chance, or the reason why I watched it today. It had been in my watch list for quite a while, but what am I talking about? Oh yeah, Barbarella. It's because it was set in the year 40,000, and I mean, I kind of like it. Let's see how it is, Warhammer 40k, quite like the setting. This is obviously not set in 40k, obviously, but I wanted to see how they envisioned year 40,000 being. And it was okay. There were 3 scenes in particular that I really liked. I liked pretty close to the beginning, with the creepy children that captures Barbarella, and they put her within like 3 metal bars, and then they send like dolls to eat her. And then she gets saved, and those guys just shoots a net over the children and then whip them. So that was fun. And the sex scene with Barbarella and the leader of the revolution, I thought was pretty good, because she was like, oh, we're gonna have sex, and then he says, yes, I have these pills, because Barbarella is from Earth, and she's been sent to this planet to find someone called Duran Duran. And I'm guessing those 2 names, Barbarella and Duran Duran, they do sound like references to something. Is this the Beach Boys, maybe? There is something about those 2 names that rings a bell in me, but I don't know from where. And I mean, this being from 68, there is probably from that era, right? What else? What am I talking about? Oh yeah, the sex scene. And then he's like, I have these 2 pills that I've saved for so long. I want to experience this. And then she's like, oh, can't we just do it your way? The traditional way, blah, blah, blah. Because she's like, fuck, I just want to have human, just regular sex. But he's like, no, let's use these pills. And then they take the pills, and then they put the heads and their hands together like this, and then just sit, and then it like vibrate, and their hair start moving around. So I thought that was funny, her being like, fuck, I just wanted some dick. And then there's another scene. Or was there? No, I think those 2 were the only good scenes. Those are the only scenes that are really stuck in my head. But hey, I would recommend both movies to just idly watch. Maybe on if you're gonna watch it on the desktop, maybe on a second laptop while you do something else, or just while you're trying to sleep in bed. I think those 2 are good for that. And now, CNA. I'm just going to answer one, and I'm going to answer the Roy McCoy one, not the comment that Duplino left on day 9. I will probably take that tomorrow. Because I kind of have to figure out when it was. I think it was 2013 or 14, but I'm not sure. It was before I created this YouTube channel. And one of the reasons why it kind of like it struck me is because now I'll take that another day, because if I go into that, I'm gonna stop rambling, and I want that to be kind of like the main focus on a video or something. But it is coming when I get more information. By Roy McCoy. One more thing about testosterone. Natural testosterone production is fluctuating day to day, and there are way too many factors that impact your testosterone levels. If you want to read the comment, go to day 9. I mean, because what I was going to talk about this is not necessarily about that comment. But I did... Oh god, when was this? When did I start mentioning this? Well, a couple of days ago. I talked with one of the new doctor that I have. And we brought this up with him again about the testosterone and all that. And he was pretty much, try it. Go for it. after you do this B12, wait a little and then try it. Because, I mean, we don't know. It could help you a little bit. It's some experimental thing. It won't hurt if you just... Because he looked at the test result with something and he's like, yeah, try a low dose over like a small amount of time, maybe a couple months, maybe, we'll see. And just see what happens. If there is a very significant change, then we can continue on with that. So that was like, all right, that's good. So now I'm going to go to another doctor's because the doctor that I go to, because I go to very different part, the department of ME, or department ME, no, but I go to a specialist clinic. And that clinic, they can't prescribe this. So I'm going somewhere else that I've been going to. That is where I've been doing the second follow-up with the testosterone and all that. And that is the guy who said, well, your levels, the second time I did it, my levels were still within the acceptable, but on the low end. I think it was at 9.6. Or was it 11? I think the reference levels was between 9.2 and 29. And I think once, years ago, I was at around 8. That one time that I told you that they did very early on, that they didn't even mention to me or my mom that they did. But when we looked at these papers from years and years back, we saw it. It was like, oh. At that time, I was either 7.8 or 8.8 or 8.7. One of these, but that made sense since I got Mabtera, which is like some kind of cancer medication that it tends to lower your testosterone while you're on it. So, and when I did a test, I was on it, so it made sense. And then I did the private one. And that time I think I was at 9.6, I think. And then I did one more when I brought these results back. Then I was at 11, I think. So I'm probably between 9 and 11 per day, fluctuating per day. Which is on the low end, obviously. So in next year sometime, we're gonna go back there and we're gonna mention this again, say that, well, the specialist clinic, you can talk to them, do not try it out after I'm done with the B12, because I'm gonna go through with the B12. I have 3 more injections left. I'm gonna get one on Tuesday, that's coming up. And which day is it today? It's Sunday, so in like 2 days I'm gonna get it. And because I was supposed to get that this Tuesday, that happened, but I couldn't get out of bed. And I should be rested enough by Tuesday, I hope. Yeah, so we're on that path. So sometime next year I'm gonna try it out and we're gonna go on that journey together, guys, if it happens, because I want to try it out. I want to try it out for a little while to see if there's any improvements, and we're gonna obviously keep myself monitored and all of that, since I do have a lot of problems, and even though there is a low chance of something going wrong, it could go wrong. I mean, when you are as weak as me and my immune system is attacking my own body, it's, or my immune system is attacking my own body, and specifically the nerves. That is where most of my pain comes from, my own body attacking the nerves. And this tramadol, they are not as good as the oxycodone, but I'm on the tramadol at the moment. I'm gonna juice up this 100 pills. I'm gonna go without any pain medication for like 2 weeks. Then I'm gonna take these 14 pills of oxycodone that I have. And then we'll see how it goes with the pain. Because I have no more prescriptions after that. Because I tend to like not having too many prescriptions or too many pills at once. And I tend to like, I don't want to use one pain medication for too long, even though, as we talked to that doctor, there are no recorded cases of people in my situation that have ME/CFS actually getting addicted to either tramadol or oxycodone or these type of pain medications, morphines and all that. There's no recorded cases of anyone that has this disease actually getting addicted to that. But you should still be careful, of course. What was I talking about? I went into... But anyways, I just want to mention that is on the way. And also this doctor, as he looked to me, he was like, you know what? We are about to conduct, research and all that, because they've recently because one very rich guy here in Sweden, his son, pretty recently got this disease. So he is really pumped in millions and millions on research here in Sweden for this disease. And the place that I go to has received a fuck ton, to the point where they can even build a complete new lab and everything. So in a sense, I'm like, I feel so bad for that guy having this disease. It's horrible. But for me personally, and probably most others, kind of like, that's a positive thing in a sense, because if his son wouldn't have gotten the disease, that amount of money would not have come in. So it is kind of like a little bit like, oh god, I feel a little bit bad in the sense that I'm like, oh god, good thing that guy got that disease, It's kind of, no, I wouldn't want this on others. But anyways, and yeah, he said, if it's okay, can we contact you depending on the study and all that to see if you would like to be part of it? I'm like, sure. At this point, I'm willing to try, but I mean, not just blindly. I obviously want to know the details first, and then I can choose and all that. But we'll see. I mean, so many times I have been a very high sought out subject by these researchers and all of that to try things on, but it's never gone through. And I'm assuming this, like they said, because they don't really know exactly what they want to use me for. Because the one thing that they are trying on some people is that, but they did not think it would work specifically for me, so that's why they no longer use me for this or considered me for it, is that they put in something up very far up your nose or near your brain or something that vibrates. And that is somehow supposed to help. I mean, I did not go far enough to actually truly know exactly what, but we'll see. Maybe that will work for some people. Yeah, and now I'm confused. And I completely forgot what I was going to talk about. So I think I'm going to end the video right there. And hopefully I actually managed to say what I wanted to say. Yeah. Thank you for watching, I guess. God, I don't remember.